You are watching Vagabrothers.
These are ponies in sweaters.
Welcome to the Shetland Islands, Scotland.
Let's go. Come on, no, seriously, no, let's go. Okay, come on, little pony in a sweater.
Welcome back to Vagabrothers, and welcome to the capital of Scotland, Edinburgh. But we're not sticking around the city for long.
We've been invited here by Visit Scotland to explore one of the most remote corners of this beautiful country, the northernmost section of the United Kingdom, the Shetland Islands.
Every winter, locals in the Shetland Islands dress up in full Viking battle gear and burn down a Viking longship. And our mission in this series is to find out why.
But getting there is not going to be easy. We got a plane to catch, a train to catch, and a ferry. You're watching Vagabrothers, and this is the Shetland Islands.
Let's go.
This train is for Blvd. This train will call at Ninian. This is
just arrived to the Shetland Islands. We're just outside of the airport in Old Scatness, an Iron Age village that they found while expanding the airstrip in the 1970s. But the Shetland Islands have been inhabited since Neolithic times, over 6,000 years. And this village, Old Scatness, is an Iron Age village from almost 2,000 years ago. Let's go explore it.
So we're now in a roundhouse, which is a stone circular building typical of the Iron Age. And because there were no trees on these islands, the locals built entirely in stone, which is why there's so many ruins around the Shetland Islands. At the center of one of these villages would be a broch, which is a circular stone tower found only in Scotland. And the one here is missing a corner because they literally cut through it when they were building the road to the airport.
Some of the earliest known settlers here were the Picts, who were scattered across all of Scotland. They would have settled the southern part of the island because there was good farm ground and very good fishing. They didn't leave behind too many clues though, other than these buildings and some drawings known as pictographs. Pictograph, get it? But soon, things were gonna change in a big way.
And then, about 800 AD, came the Vikings. So we're just down the road now at Jarlshof, one of the premier archaeological discoveries of the entire British Isles. This was discovered about 150 years ago thanks to wind erosion, which is really not that hard to imagine. But we're surrounded by 5,000 years of history, from the Neolithic to the Bronze Age, Iron Age, and the Vikings. We're gonna hold off on going into Viking history until the next episode about Up Eliha, but you can just see how humbling it is to be surrounded by such amazingly preserved ruins that show so much of human history.
Gents and ladies, we've made it to the northernmost fish and chips shop in the United Kingdom, and it was voted one of the best, if not the best, in the United Kingdom.
Seafood up here is really good, and fishing's a big part of the culture. After Viking times, there was a bunch of trading with Europe, and when that fell off, the locals resorted to fishing for cod and haddock, which are the two fish most commonly used in fish and chips. So we're gonna go inside, get some lunch, and try out the local seafood here in the Shetland Islands.
At Frankie's Fish and Chips. Let's go.
Voila. That is a large haddock.
All right, well, it's lunchtime here at Frankie's Fish and Chips, and we have a little bit of everything. We've got some pan-fried scallops and a cream sauce. We have local mussels in this beautiful white wine reduction.
So good.
And then we have their world famous #1 in the UK fish and chips, a nice big piece of haddock, and some chips and tartar sauce. So, bon appetit. Wow. All right, ladies and gents, we have just arrived to St. Ninian's Isle. There's a little thin spigot of sand that connects the isle to the main island here. And it used to be inhabited by a monastery or like a little hermitage, which is why it's called St. Ninian's. But they actually found a little treasure hoard back there back in the day. And the story goes that potentially one of the monks living in the hermitage hid the little treasure trove from the Vikings and then didn't come back to collect it, which kind of means they might have killed him.
I've been blown away by the scenery here. Like, we're a couple of degrees south of the Arctic Circle, so I mean the closest place to us is the Faroe Island. There's about 100 islands in total, about 15 are inhabited. The population is not huge, so we just have these giant unspoiled landscapes. And you can just see in the houses and the way that there's like fjords that this has a heavy influence from Norway. We're closer to Bergen than we are to Edinburgh. It's gorgeous. There's not a lot of people here, and so the next couple of days we're gonna go explore all the islands and make our way as far up as we can to the north. So
maybe not all the islands.
Not all the islands. We're not gonna go to 100 islands, but we're gonna do our best to see what we can of this beautiful place while we're here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful, clear, sunny morning here in the Shetland Islands, and behind us is a ferry.
So as you know, there are 100 islands in the Shetland Islands, and 15 are inhabited. We're making our way up all the way to the northernmost one, Unst. And that is going to be one of the most beautiful parts of the island. It has wildlife, it has heritage, and it has the northernmost brewery and distillery in the United Kingdom.
But to get there, we're gonna have to take 2 ferries and do a bit of a road trip. So hope you're ready. You ready?
I'm ready, let's do it.
Let's go. It's beautiful out here. Definitely the best weather so far on the trip.
something to say, I'll hear about it. You've got something to get, I'll give it to you.
Out, I will leave my house alone. And I will go where you will go. When the sun comes out, I will return home alone. But I won't go if you won't go.
So we've made it to the northernmost point in Scotland. It's actually just over the hill on some island, but this is about as close as we can get, and I'm happy with it. It's a beautiful
Which
spot.
technically makes it the northernmost point in the United Kingdom. And it's extremely scenic. We're surrounded by a couple of sheep, but other than that, there's not much out here.
It's been quite the journey, starting from Edinburgh, making our way all the way across Scotland and up here, and then all the way to the northernmost tip of the Shetland Islands.
Yeah, but I mean, it was definitely worth it. The scenery up here is incredible. Behind us, we have this huge, almost fjord, and at the base of it, we've got the sun setting. It's a dry day, and we're really just glad to be here.
Stay tuned, because in the next episode, we're diving into the Viking history of the Shetland Islands at Uphellia Viking Fire Celebration. So stay tuned for that, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Vagabrothers, and turn on notifications if you have not already.
In the meantime, remember, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the road.
Peace!
We're just gonna catch this sunset.
Then go have a dram. We dram.
That's nice.
A little single malt.
I'd rather have a pint, but hey.
Well, let us know what your favorite single malt is in the comments section.
Just shut up already and finish the
man,
video.
It's nice.